What's up, everybody? It's your boy Drop in Speaks again, back with another video. Still speaking on the spiritual ley lines, spiritual highways, and the power nodes, spiritual power nodes. And today, I did a little research and I found out something interesting about the neighborhood that I grew up in. See, certain people have certain swags and identities because of the spiritual energy that is harvested or that dwells within that area, or whatever spiritual power node is in the area, like a spiritual Wi-Fi tower, whatever spiritual Wi-Fi tower is in that area, whatever it signals, that's what's going to go on in that area. So that could be wealth, that could be trauma, that could be, you got some areas that have heavy bloodshed in the hood, and some areas they're a little laid back. It's trapping going on, hustling, gambling going on, but it's not all the way live like it is on certain streets. Like, you can be from a certain hood and that side over there, they get money, they lay low, they don't do too much, they gamble, you got a few niggas that's, few jits over there that's a little hot, but then you got this side of the hood, all the jits hot. And they rob, they steal, you can't leave a lighter down around these niggas. Spiritual power nodes, so they're controlled by spiritual power nodes. And that explains, and I'm going to break down what a spiritual power node is. It's like a spiritual Wi-Fi tower, right? It can broadcast wealth, war, addiction, or death. But whatever that power node broadcasts and signals out, it shapes the whole area. And usually these towers are in places where there are ancient churches, altars, burial sites of righteous people, like our grandmothers and grandfathers. And it's like land where great healing and deliverance takes place. Like, for those of you who went to church or, were raised around spiritual people, which it was growing up, a lot of spiritual people in my neighborhood. All our grandmas went to church and moms, some of our moms went to church, some of our dads went to church. But them grandmas, yeah, they were heavy in church. And, they used to pray for people when they were sick and their bodies would get healed. I witnessed that a few times growing up. Like, deathbed sick, and then, like, weeks later, these people snap back, and it's like nothing happened to them. I seen it, you know what I'm saying? Because it's healing power in the land. You know what I'm saying? The earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof. That's what that means. You know? Which also explains why there's so much chaos on the other side of the law in this area. A lot of police corruption in this area. A lot of 5G towers or 5G tower energy physically. Like that one that's disguised as a tree on Moncrief Road, that monitors us and our information and what we do because we are spiritual beings. It's just a heavy spiritual area. Like, I looked up the rivers, Reebok River. The Reebok River, it holds the blood of escaped slaves. It holds the blood of just generational trauma. This blood activated the river and turned it into a portal, the St. John's River. Very spiritual river. People go to pray there. The water in the river is very spiritual because it's been activated. Just the bodies of water that surround the area, the Trout River, Another one, escaped slaves, lynchings took place within that body of water, that area. It activated the river, it activated the water. We stay around this stuff and we do not know what's going on. We just know we're just trying to survive and make it. But we have to pay attention to what's going on. Because once we pay attention to what's going on, it's not going to be no survival mode. It's not going to be we're just trying to make it. No, fuck that. And that's what they don't want. Like, I even looked up on chat. You can look it up yourself. Avenue B. It's an area where a lot of prophets, military men come from, which I happen to know because I'm from Cleveland Road. A lot of military men, the Kenite area, that whole 32209, military men, spiritual workers, even root workers, just very spiritual people and stern people come from this area. Rich bloodlines come from this area. And spiritual ley lines. 45th and Moncrief is a spiritual ley line. Look up ley lines. Ley lines. That's what they're called. Spiritual ley lines. They're spiritual highways that go through the area. And these spiritual highways, they're activated by the bloodshed, the generational trauma, the righteous people. All this energy activates these spiritual highways. And they connect, they connect to other places. These spiritual highways are they're just filled with rich energy. 45th and Avenue B is a spiritual ley line. Grand Park has spiritual ley lines. All these areas have spiritual ley lines. This is where prophets are from. This is where military people came from. This is where the healing powers, people with certain visions and dreams, that have certain visions and dreams, they come from this area. And they might not understand why. It's because you stay within spiritual ley lines. Kings Road, Murder Avenue, spiritual ley line. Those are spiritual intersections. They're just not street intersections. They're just not streets. Those are spiritual highways. And we have to understand that. That's why there are certain energies that stand out more than other energies in certain areas, and we don't understand why. I'm just short term breaking it down. You can go on chat and look up this information for yourself because I'm not a gatekeeper. We wonder why our grandmas had these prophetic visions, and it's like they saw stuff, and the stuff that they saw, it's like it happens exactly the way they saw it. Within days, within weeks, within a few months. Whenever it happens exactly like they saw it. Because, the unseen, you ever walked through, and if you ever stayed in these areas, you ever walked through or stood outside and you felt like you were being watched from the unseen, or you felt chills and you don't understand why, you're like, nah, what's that? Those are spirits. You stay within a spiritual realm full of spiritual highways and vortexes that consists of multiple spiritual energies. I don't want to say spiritual energies, multiple energies. That's why a lot of gifted people come from this 32209 area that we're from. Some of the most athletic niggas in the city, and I'm not talking about the sports realm or the sports world. I'm talking about just the capabilities and the powers we possess. Some of the fastest niggas ever. I'm talking about fast. Strong, mighty, warriors, gladiators, because we stay within these spiritual ley lines and we don't understand why. The Reebok River, I looked up GPT said it's a warrior river. It's a river that holds rebel energy, resistant energy. So if you stay within the Reebok River area, look at the hoods that's in that area, the neighborhoods that's in that area of that river. It explains the energy. That's what we possess and have certain capabilities and energies because we stay within these spiritual ley lines and these spiritual highways, and we don't understand why. Man, without 32209 in Jacksonville, what would Jacksonville be? But you have to also pay attention. East side too. Without the zip code 32206 and 32209, Jacksonville would be completely, and 32208, I say. Without those three zip codes, mainly because the other zip codes are important too, Jacksonville would not be. No. But it's a reason for that. It's ancestral energy that dwells within these zip codes. And we have to activate this energy by seriously taking the time to try to meditate and connect with them and clean our area up. Clean the area, cleanse the rivers, cleanse the soil that we're from. We have to cleanse it. We have to renew it, rejuvenate it, so we can activate the power even more. Because this is a powerful area. That's why they have those 5G towers to try to monitor the energy in these areas. And there's hidden 5G devices in these areas as well that monitors us. Everything that we do. We just don't see them. Don't think you're not being monitored. Don't think you're not being watched. Don't think. And then another thing too, with the spiritual ley lines, certain health conditions pop up. You can look this information up. Pertaining to most of the lungs, the heart, and the legs, the blood, because it's ancestral energy, it's ancestors passed down, it's generational. So we have to reverse it. We have to rejuvenate this energy so that we can become more powerful. But we have to connect and we have to break these curses because we are powerful people. We are the gods and the goddesses of this land. We stay on indigenous, sacred burial grounds and indigenous land that was stolen. But it's indigenous. We have to know what we're around. We have to know why we are who we are so we can face what we have to face. And that's the sole purpose of us being here. You can look into it for yourself. I break it down even more in my videos, but this is why, those prophetic grandmothers, a lot of pastors, a lot of spiritual gurus, a lot of, if you don't agree with it, you don't agree with it, a lot of psychics, prayer warriors come from this area because we stay within spiritual ley lines. It's a reason for all this going on. Generational beefs, generational trauma. This bloodline over here on this street, all the sons get killed. This street over here, all the sons go to prison. This street over here, all the sons, they get STDs and have multiple children and they abuse women. This street, it's a reason for that. We stay within these ley lines, but we can reverse those types of energies for the good. And if you just take the time to research the information that I'm telling you on ChatGPT, look up what are spiritual ley lines, where are the spiritual power nodes in Jacksonville, Florida. What are the spiritual ley lines in 32209? Look that up on ChatGPT, and I guarantee you that you will be shocked at the response you get. It's your boy, Ja Prince Speaks, signing off. And just pay attention, man, to what's going on around you, because it's deeper than this worldly realm that we're looking at. We're spiritual people. We just have to tap into the spirit and not dwell on the physical. You feel me? Peace out.